to check on you, bro, because I was wondering if you were still alive.
Brian, are we live?
But
Yep,
I'm
we're
glad to see
live.
you
We're
are.
good to go.
We're good to go. We're live. Look at all these panelists coming in. We got some elite slouchers in the house. I'll do a quick little intro and I'll turn it over to David.
Yeah, no
Welcome
problem.
back. We got the bundyclub.com for another episode. We got David Garrison, and I'm very excited. And you got your other host here,
I
David
got Richard.
Faustino.
Hey, I got Richard Gurman calling me. I'm guessing he can't get on. Hold on a second. Hello, Richard.
Hey, David.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
This will be our next viral clip, by the way.
Huh?
That's the what to click to get on here.
Hold on.
Microphone for David. He muted.
Oh,
And
you
what
muted
I've learned
yourself?
is once you mute, you cannot
Okay.
unmute
One
yourself.
second,
We need
David.
Brian
I'm
for
working
that.
on it. Working on you, bud.
All right, he's working on it.
All right. You
He
should
said
get
he's
there.
super confused on what to click on. I don't know. They can hear. Tell Brian. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a big link at the bottom.
No, if you keep scrolling down, you'll see it says like if you. No, not upgrade. Is it upgrade, guys, or just join?
Yeah, it's just a join link down towards the bottom.
It says join down towards the bottom. There should be a blue button that says join. Yes, that's the one.
We love every member. We would do
Wow,
this
we'll see
for
you in a
every
minute.
one of our members, by the way. If you guys have technical issues, call David. Right, Dave?
There's usually an age gap thing that goes on, right?
What is it? Over 70 we have issues? Is that it?
Possibly.
Yeah. Let's hope David gets it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking.
Down at the bottom of the emails or the Zoom emails that go out, there's a big blue button that says join webinar.
We don't scroll past 60, bro. Come on. We want it right there in front of us.
Yeah.
Push this button here. Hey guys, welcome everybody. Let me just it wouldn't be the Bundy Club if somebody wasn't calling in with an issue, and it's always our guests, no one else. Everyone else is fine.
I mean, we could get them in earlier, but it is kind of fun when they stumble around and we could call them a boomer.
Totally.
Yeah.
Arguably, that was last week's show. Best moment was it with Ed, scrambling to get on. People were loving it on social media. I want to say hi to some regulars. We got Kristen, Casey, my man Casey. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. How's all that work on the pit? Is it crazy? Whatever he said. We got Polka. We got Notorious Cheech is in the building. I love it. We got Charlie. I can see. Go away. I can see. Is it Grilliam? Grilliam. Norman Jablonski's in the building. Jim Beam. Steve Rhoades. Fan. Oh, you're going to be excited. Bones. I see a lot of you. What is it? Wild Child?
Wild Child back again.
Lasbird. Chris.
We got Adam.
Adam, is that how you say? Okay, because it doesn't come up. Adam.
It's A. Kirshner, but I believe it's Adam.
See Trisha, my girl Trisha's on here. Word up! I see a bunch of you. I'm glad you're all here, all the regulars. Grandmaster Steve. Thank you guys for joining. So we're excited. I'm super excited for tonight, quite honestly, because like with Ed, and well, I guess Amanda I hadn't really kept in touch with, but I really haven't kept in touch with David. Like I haven't seen him. Or, 'cause he's a Broadway actor. I mean, he's on stage and I mean his credits are just crazy, like the things he's done and in television, like over the last few years. I mean, the guest spots are extremely notable, right?
Yeah, Brian was reading them off of that Wikipedia you sent to us earlier, and I was really impressed because I was researching all of his Broadway stuff, and I forgot that he was a part of so many other TV shows as well, including that one with Jason Bateman. That was one of my favorite shows for that year it was out. I love that.
Good. It's Your Move with
Jason
Bateman. Yeah, same creators as Married with Children. I loved that show.
I did too.
I still remember like the one where they like pretended they wanted to do a rock band and they like made some like mannequins that were supposed to be playing the band. I was so young. It's just like it's a faint memory, but Jason Bateman's always been great. But yeah, I'm really excited to have Dave because he's like a seasoned. He's what I would call an actor's actor. Like he's been doing it forever. He doesn't care about the glitz and the glamour by any means. as you can see by him like making the choice to move back to New York and go back to Broadway, leaving a hit show. He's just about the work, and he's a extremely smart guy, like brilliant guy. What is it? How do you say it? Summa cum laude. How do you say it? Summa cum laude.
Yachty?
Summa cum laude. Like immature people like me. That's all we hear is summa cum laude.
Summa
Summa
cum
don't.
loud.
Summa cum loud. Summa cum not so loud. Uh, but I mean, that's like the top. That's like top 2% or something. To graduate.
Well, listen, he was Tony Award nominated.
Saw
So
that.
that's a huge thing in itself. And he played Oz on Broadway.
I know, that's insane. And Wicked and the touring company.
Yeah.
So cool, man. It's like I just like I wish I had seen him when I was in New York, like on some more things, and reached out. But here we are now. It'll be great to catch up. Yeah, so I hope you guys got to see some of the episodes and check them out. I had a laugh, that's for sure.
David really went deep in his homework for this week. He watched, I think, like 10 different episodes or something, trying to figure out the best ones. And
I did. I watched a good, I don't know, 5 or 6. And I think my favorite of all the ones I saw, 976 Shoe was great. I actually watched that one yesterday. But I really love The Razor's Edge. I thought it was like, 22 minutes of pure comedy gold, with the writing first off, and then the execution of it by the actors. I thought, everybody did such a great job, especially Dave. And it's just classic television, that episode. I was like, oh shit, this is why this show was a hit. I mean, it was really, really good stuff.
so, David, since I have you alone on here right now, watching you act throughout the years was a real treat for me. Like to go back and see the older version with the goatee and the young, innocent looking character of you. But you were already so polished at such a young age. Is that natural, or did you go to acting school all those years leading up to it?
I mean, I guess what I think with any like skill or art or whatever is like I feel like it's a combination of both, right? I think you can be talented and only get way better if you like take it seriously and study it. You could be talented and be pretty good. But I got to learn. The cool thing for me is I did go to classes and do all of that stuff, but I got to learn then on the job, which is the best, training you can have.
But before you got the job, you were schooled already in acting?
Oh yeah, I had to give up every Saturday, man, that instead of like going to play, which I hate. I would get pissed, and once I got there and surrendered to it, it was cool. But I fucking hated getting up and giving up my Saturdays after a whole school week to go to acting class. But I was in with Jason Bateman. His dad was my teacher, dude. That's the crazy part.
Really? He was your teacher?
Yeah, Kent Bateman, best acting teacher I've ever had. I think he might have passed away. He was so good, bro. So great. That's one of the reasons Jason's the actor he is, I believe.
Listen, I'm a little scarred from watching DTF. I just binge watched that and watching him in his underwear with another grown man with a big belly and just kind of.
Who was it? What did you watch?
Did you see DTF yet? Did anybody see DTF out there? That's like one of our panelists.
Casey saw it.
DTF is on HBO, I believe, and it was a great series. But it was like a very deep love for another man, not in a sexual way. It was almost borderline sexual.
What other way is there?
No, I don't know. What does DTF stand for, though?
Well, down to F, but I mean. Well, I don't want to give any spoilers away. You guys can watch it on your own time, but I'm just saying
So they don't come loud, huh?
Well, I'm not going to give anything away.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's just say, those commercials.
It's worth it to watch it?
Huh?
Is it worth it?
Yeah, it was worth it. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Who's in it? Who's
the guy from what's that, Stranger Things? The guy with the big mustache.
Oh,
dude.
Oh yeah. What's his name? I can't remember his name right now.
I never really know his name, but he's such a great actor, and
he's in a lot.
Yeah, he's a convincing actor. He did great, so it was worth watching. But anyway, Jason Bateman came a long way, and you've come a long way.
So Jason's on it.
Yeah, he stars in that.
Yeah, well, then it's worth it. Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, you got to. Everything he does is great, so you got to watch that one. But yeah, it was fun to watch you as a kid actor growing up, and especially in these episodes I really enjoyed it. We got Razor's Edge tonight to talk about. We had the one with the egg,
The Egg and I.
the egg and I.
Great episode. I had forgotten about that entirely until
So great, and I have questions for David about that. And then we got Buck Saves the Day.
Great episode.
Which, you
Which,
know,
by the way, I don't know. Well, there was an actor in that you may or may not have recognized that I'm related to.
Who?
My little brother played. I don't know if it was Joey. There's two boys who talk the most, Joey and the other kid. And my little brother was more the like sort of innocent looking one with the round head, like the.
Did he put the poison ivy in David's mouth?
Didn't they both do it? I don't know how many. I can't remember which actor did it, but yeah, my little brother, he did like 4 or 5 episodes.
Wow.
And like throughout the years, like they had him come back as like a car wash guy that like I had scenes with, and it was a pretty funny bit, but I can't remember exactly.
And did you say your little brother won an Emmy?
No, my older brother won 2 Emmys, but he's not for audio mixing.
Wow. So your family's a real entertainment family.
Yeah, my dad was a costumer that's how we got into the business.
I remember that story because my brother mentioned that once before.
Yeah,
with a weird twist at the end of his life, I remember he said. Yeah, we don't have to get into that.
That's another story for another show.
Another story.
Yeah, we'll bring it up down the road when we have like our own. Because I feel like as we move through this, right? Because we have Katie Seagal, who we haven't gotten. We have Christina, obviously, Ted McGinley. Believe it or not, Ted will be the most standoffish to do this, and not because he just doesn't do these things. And like I'll have to really do some arm twisting to get him to come. But I know Katie will come on, and so I'm kind of like, we're kind of like stretching those out a little bit because I want to get into some guest cast and stuff. And then, we have some cool people coming. Should I tell people who's coming now or should I wait a minute?
Yeah, you should mention the next show who's our guest because they'll love that.
Yeah. So on the 9th, is it the 9th? Yeah, the 9th of July, we have so one of the fan fave episodes is where Al has to go work at the fast food joint. I can't remember what it's called. And make the noise, Bundy. And so we have Paulie coming on the 9th, which will be great because he's a really funny guy. And
Paulie Shore, for those who don't know him.
Yeah, Paulie Shore.
Yes.
So because people love that episode and I love that episode. I think it's a great episode. And Paulie's great in it. You didn't make the noise, Bundy.
I can't wait to see that. I have a clip of him that I can post if you want that. But he did cameos for people's bar mitzvahs and stuff. If my fiance's father was a doctor, and
cameos. Got it.
Yeah, he did a cameo back in the day for her little brother's bar mitzvah, and his name is Noah, and he goes, "Noah, good luck with the bagels." Anyway, I got a clip of it from the same era as your episodes that he was on.
He's so funny, and then he kept asking like he wanted to come on the same episode as Ed. I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna have Ed like come on the show and it's Ed's show, and all of a sudden it's you and it's Paulie and Ed. That just doesn't make sense. Like if Ed and Katie wanted to come on together, I get it, but it's just like, dude, I can't. And then every time I reach out, he's like, it's got to be with Ed, bro. He's just messing with.
Well, I think we should get everybody on one episode. We should try to see if
the whole cast.
Yeah, let's see if
Hold
we
on,
can
let me
get
just grab
everybody back.
I'm just grabbing my nicotine pouches.
Oh boy!
Somebody mentioned putting or trying to get Ed and Amanda on at the same time, which might be pretty cool.
Yeah, our little genius back here in the window keeps sending invites to all the past cast members to see if we could lure them in.
Our genius pervert back there.
Yeah, this little weirdo up there in the window. Oh, we got Ed Bell in the building. What's going on, Ed? Looking good. I see you up there. I was wearing the same glasses right before we started the show.
I just got a text from Garrison. He says, "How the fuck do I get on?" I clicked on the link and I'm getting the runaround.
Oh, everybody clicks on the first link, which is like the calendar to add it to your calendar.
You have to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the email and you'll see a blue link that says join webinar.
Yeah. And by the way, Ed Bell, since you're here, you made it in great. I don't think we had any problems when you were on the show.
Is Gurman here?
Not yet.
No?
Richard. No, I emailed him too and told him to give me a call if he's having problems. But he's not plugged in yet.
What is the deal with that?
There he is. I see him up there. Let's unmute him. Hey, Richard, I see you there and you're muted. And you're always welcome on the couch. If I see him going like this, he's number one.
Oh, there he is. Let's get him.
He is our number one guest.
He's our number one guy.
That's right.
Yes, we are very happy to have him here.
He kicked it off for us.
All right, I'm unmuted.
Yes.
Oh, and I want to tell you that the episode that you talked about that you want people to watch about the hamburger joint in Pauly Shore, I co-wrote that.
Oh, nice.
It was called A Two-Job, No Income Family. And
that's that episode.
Basically, Katie goes out with her girls and she comes back and she says, we were all talking about you, Al. Of course, she hasn't worked a day in her life. And he says, you know, it's a crime. You don't have two jobs. We can't afford to live like he wants to live. So you should go out and get two jobs. So that ends up the second job that he got.
Genius. So hold on. I'm dealing with David Garrison. When I click on it, it asks me to sign in. Is he clicking on the wrong thing?
He's got to sign into Zoom.
Oh,
yeah. Maybe have him log into Zoom first, and then after he's logged in, tell him we got all night.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, we'll talk amongst ourselves.
I'm going to mute out for 1 second.
Yeah, you can mute. We'll unmute you when you're done. Richard, I'm so glad you're here. And, having you be a part of this has been just an extra treat for us, by the way.
Yeah, well, it's fun for me, all these flashbacks.
Yeah, I mean, it's, watching these shows again, just reinforce how genius the writing really was. And, I know you had a lot to do with that. And, even watching 3 episodes is our homework this week. Which
that was cool.
That was that was so much fun. And I
just did that. I binged one after the other this late afternoon, and it just put me in a great mood.
What do you think when you go back and you look at all that footage, and does it just bring back all the memories?
And they really hold up. I mean, it's not, a current sitcom kind of wouldn't have the rhythm, and it wouldn't have the kind of sets and the whole single cam thing was different. But this just really holds up as a drama comedy that engages the audience.
Yeah.
And, it did what it was supposed to do.
I mean, I would challenge people to name another show from that era or before, or even slightly after that would hold up that well. I don't remember ever laughing so hard, out loud. I'm not the type to laugh out loud watching a TV show. I'll chuckle. When you read the comics, I don't think most people laugh out loud. I think you go, right. But when I watch this show, my girl and I, the gold medler Deb, who's in the panelist thing, we laugh so hard every time we watch it. It's been such a treat. So thank you for your contributions to everything.
It was a joy.
Yeah. And if you ever get sick of us dragging you in, let us know. But
it's fun to be here. If I'm open on a Thursday night, this is my place. I like to
Good. Well, we love having you back on. Actually, you never had a chance to really be on the couch back then. So now you get a chance to be featured.
Yeah, exactly. Well, sometimes we come down for run through and take a seat on the magic couch.
Wow. I had a question about the writing now that I'm really into the writing and I'm reading your book, which is amazing. When you guys wrote these episodes, are you guys in a room together kind of playing off of each other? Like, hey, I have this concept. And then somebody else says, why don't we add this? How does it work?
Well, this is how it works. We all come into a room. It's a big office. And there's in some instances, most sitcoms I've written for, there's like a conference table and everybody sits around the table. With Ron and Michael, it was just a bunch of couches, like a living room. So everyone's just kind of slouching and couching. And the ideas, most of the story ideas come from Ron and Michael. They have ideas about stories they'd like to do, but some stories are generated from the staff. So once you hit on a story that you really like and you say, okay, let's make this an episode, then one writer or a team of writers gets assigned to that episode, but you don't go off and write yet. You sit and wait until everybody works out every scene, every act break, not every word, but even some jokes. And part of that is to make sure it's going to work. I mean, you just have a sentence Bud goes to the drive-in or something like that, but you got to figure out the bones of it. And then B, if people come up with jokes and comedy that work for it, you get little jewels as you go along. Then you go off, you're dismissed from the writing room for like a week and a half, and you write your draft, your full draft. Then you bring it back in, and then the rewriting starts. So when you bring back the draft, everyone's got a draft in front of them, or a computer screen or whatever, and you go through line for, you have notes. Whether you think this scene is too long, you don't think Ed comes in quick enough, you don't think there's a good enough joke here, you think we've done this joke too many times, blah blah blah, or here's a joke for here, and you go through every line of the script until it's finished, and then usually at that point it's sent out to the departments so they can do the wardrobe and so on and so forth. And then by that time you're working on the next script. You're never not working.
But so are you handed off something from the creator saying, this is what I want for an episode? I like the concept of like the hawk with the rare egg, right? And then and here's a couple of the twists. And then do they turn it over to you guys and then you guys fill in all the blanks?
No, when it's free fall ideas being thrown out, like you just said, Ron and Michael kind of run the room, and then if something sticks, they'll hold on to it, and then they'll try to develop it with the group to see whether it goes. A one-liner is great, and oftentimes you laugh hysterically and you say that captures the show, but does it flush out? Does it allow all the characters to have a moment? Does it, so that is done internally with the two executives, Michael Moy and Ron Levitt, and the rest of us sitting around pitching in when we find jokes or when we find, some of us are pretty good at structure as well. So that's all a group activity. Yeah, David.
David needs his mic on, Brian. Oh, no, you don't need your mic on yet. You need a couple more minutes. You're walking him through the Zoom. I read sign language. I see what you're saying. Yeah, so that's great, Richard. I love having all these gems from you because I feel like for such a historic TV show, I feel like the story needs to be told, kind of like how you wrote a book about it because it's such a great story. That's for me, that's the passion in doing this, is really kind of piecing it all together for the fans. Like, what happened? How did it happen? And hearing from you regularly is so cool to like know all the behind the scenes like that.
Well, also you can be on a show like MASH where your military experience might help, or a cooking show or something like that. But Ron and Michael felt about marriage just like you see on the screen here. Maybe Michael was a little softer of a take on it. Yeah. But it's like, and a lot of us were married and could relate to it too. There were some people too. But
I think the best part is it's kind of like Breaking Bad, how he starts off this great guy, but like all the characters in the Bundy verse that are near the family, they eventually get a little corrupted by the Bundys, and they change throughout, which I think
even David will get a little corrupted. Steve, who's his alter ego, and certainly Jefferson. That was a huge difference.
He'll be in momentarily, but he didn't have a Zoom account. He just usually when he does a meeting, he just taps in. But because he's a panelist, he has to have an account. So we're working on it.
We've been there. It happened to Ed too. It happens to the best of us.
At least Dave didn't have to do it. Like at least his sort of foible happened off camera and.
Should we give him the God voice that we gave Ed last time with that? I mean, he gave himself that by having that echo. That was great.
Yeah.
Ed Bell is here too, by the way. I see your hand is up. I'm dying to know what Ed has to say. This is great filler time, as we say in Hollywood.
Yeah, we're both
Brian, can we get Ed Bell in for a quick second and see if we can pick his brain too? Did you hear me, Brian? I know you're up there. You're multitasking. If not,
he is multitasking. Yes, he's trying
to get Richard in, I bet. Not Richard. I'm sorry. So many.
Now we'll see what kind of host you're made of now, Darren. This is what separates the men from the boys.
That's right. I can carry this show, right?
And you keep the ball afloat, bro.
Hey, I do stupid human tricks too when we get really desperate. If you guys,
we have a different host next week, guys. You'll know why.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're tapping rock bottom here. But I was on America's Funniest People back in 1989. By the way, do you remember that show? Do you remember that, Richard? America's Funniest People.
if this will work.
I don't think so.
There was America's Funniest Home Videos that came after
Yes,
that.
I know that.
But before that was America's Funniest
Oh,
People.
is that
It was
right?
the #1 show. They came
Did
to
Saget
Ohio
host it?
State. And what?
Did Saget host it?
Here.
No, he did not. I don't remember who hosted it actually, but I tried out for it at Ohio State, and they're like, "Well, what can you do?" And I'm like, "I can fit my fist in my mouth." And they're like,
Oh,
"Well, we
Jesus.
get a fist and a foot in every city." And I'm like, "Tough crowd."
Save
And
that
I'm
for
like,
adult entertainment.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm like, I could do the wave with my eyebrows, and back then nobody did the wave with their eyebrows. I could still do the wave with my eyebrows both ways. So I did all my stupid human tricks. I made TV. I was their
You
commercial.
got on it.
Yeah, I got on. If you want to see the wave, I'll do it right now since
We got to see it.
you guys
Yeah.
aren't going anywhere, right? Right.
No. Ooh,
And then I
impressive.
do like
Cool.
Okay.
strings,
Oh,
right? Come on
dude,
now.
you just went up so many levels.
Right. See,
And our
it's a variety show now, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm trying to. See, the problem is you're a panelist. Let me see if I'm going to delete you as a panelist, and I'm going to add you as an attendee.
Okay, I hear Brian in the background doing
I
genius.
told you,
work.
Dave, it was just as easy as hitting the.
You're a really good tech guy.
And this is why we usually.
Dave, I
want to
told
get
you it
the
was
guests
just as
in.
easy as hitting a link.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what you told me.
I thought maybe you had a Zoom account. Okay.
I hear him on your phone. That's
No
great.
worry, no rush. We're here. Sorry for the mess up there.
Hey,
This is
listen,
just a
we
way
got
of
Richard
building-
German. We're
Building
good.
tension, right, David? You're building tension.
So the build up, I love it.
We're building up to. I think we've almost hit the inciting incident, haven't we?
Yeah.
Hey, they got to learn a lot about me and my stupid human tricks. I do want to talk about the last show now that we have Richard here with Ed. That was amazing. That was such a great show to get Ed for an hour and 45 minutes. I mean, how was it for you, Richard, hearing all the old stories from Ed?
And it was funny towards the end. David said to Ed, you've been here. You promised us 1 hour. We've done that. One more question, you can go. And he said, yeah, sure. He just
told Ed
and then one more. And then one more. He was into it.
He was.
Yeah.
I told Ed, I said, hey, Garrison will be on. If you probably have a link in your email if you feel like if you're bored and feel like drop in. And he goes, I'm not bored.
Hey Brian, I think you got to mute your thing, man. I hear some feedback in case we get the viral clip here. I don't want your. Is that your mic? Yeah,
that might be me.
Was that the same email as before, or was that a brand new one that came in?
Yeah, it's Brian. Okay, a little tech issues while we get started, but again, in the future, we're gonna get the guests on beforehand.
We keep doing this thing where we're like, it's better if the guest comes in at like 6:10 to 6:15. To your point, Richard, to build like excitement, but it's never worked once yet. Like it's always been this. So like from now on, they'll get here. Maybe we can have the guest in a waiting room instead. So no one can see the guest, and then we bring them in. But we should have them on and locked. It's a learning process. What was this, show number 6, I think, right?
This is number 6. Can you believe we got 6 shows now under our belt? That's great.
Pretty crazy.
And Richard was our first guest. That's awesome. And you've been on ever since. This is great. We love it. Richard, are you in LA?
I am in LA. I live in Los Feliz area.
Oh, good.
Up by the observatory. Yeah.
Are you still working these days?
I'm semi-retired. I have a book idea that I'm pitching, and I have a documentary idea that I'm pitching. And but I got grandkids. I've got money. I've got I'm okay.
You got that married with children.
Married children was very good to me.
I love that. That's great. Well, good for you, man. I wish I was a part of the whole thing back.
I kept doing it for another 10 or 15 years, but it was never the joy and excitement of married with children.
Yeah, that's kind of a hard thing to beat,
maybe there'll be another email that pops up.
So Richard, you watched all 3 episodes this week. Did you have a favorite of the 3?
I kind of like the first one. I've always liked the family separating, and I like that Ed could reach over his problems with David
Brian,
in order to help
if you
David
can walk him through
spite Marcy. He hated both of them, but he hated her worse. And he really thought he could make a man out of him. And then ultimately, you saw what happened. So I did like that episode a lot.
Yeah. Richard, do you ever wear hats? If you do, I'd love to get you one of
I wear hats all the time.
Oh, we got to protect you from the sun. Let us give you a hat.
Yeah. No, I wear hats all the time, indoors, outdoors. Yeah. I was noticing yours.
Yeah, well, we got green, we got brown, and for the fans watching, we're gonna come up with a store sometime soon where we could buy some merch.
Right, you got to get a T-shirt going, right?
I know we need something, right? But I mean, I love the hat.
Yeah,
I like the old retro-y kind of style to it, and we did a limited amount. But of all the people, I mean, you've got to be next on our list to get one. So we'll count you in for that. That's good.
I look forward to it.
So now would be a good time to take a caller. So Brian, are you able to multitask and get us Ed Bell first? Oh wait, are we ready, David? Okay, he's saying wait. Don't wait. Unmute David again. You're really testing my hosting skills, by the way. I'm going to need extra money. We're going to jack up all your memberships. Okay, so David's on mute, which is probably a good thing. Just kidding. Brian, are you there? Can you hear me? I feel like I'm flying solo on this one. Let's unmute David at least. Okay, it must be because we're getting David in at the moment, is my guess. We'll just keep talking. We'll talk amongst ourselves. Ed Bell, I was trying to get you in so bad. We're going to still get you in. I see your hand is still up. And we're going to offer questions. We'll probably just take more questions on this show than usual because I feel like David Garrison is such a fan favorite for so many people.
Hey, so sorry, guys.
Yeah, go ahead. Did everything work out, David?
He's walking him through starting a new account.
Okay, so for those coming in late,
he's super stressed. I'm like,
you
just
didn't
relax,
miss anything yet.
Relax. I told him Gurman is yakking away, and he said,
just for a little reference for people who may or may not know, and David can speak for himself on this, but when someone leaves a show like that after 4 or 5 years with a lot of success, people wonder, was he fired? Did he have a problem? Did they, and it was absolutely nothing like that at all. He came to Ron and Michael and said, I've been loving doing this. This has all been great, but I miss Broadway. I miss being on the stage, and I really want this to be my last year. And
I was just saying before you came in, that I was saying he's an actor's actor, right? Dave is an actor's actor and doesn't care about any of the fanfare or any of that shit.
Right,
and that the proof is in leaving a show that's just in the prime of its success and going back to New York. Plus he hated LA. We can get into this. He fucking despised.
I think he didn't like LA and the whole scene, but and then he managed to do well in New York. And then every once in a while, he'd come out and do a guest shot for us, which was always fun because we could bring the Marcy story up to date with him.
Or Dave is getting a lesson in tech right now.
Yeah.
So Richard, when you guys brought him back, you might have had a little something to do with his character development, maybe, or the writing, because I see that he got a little crazier and crazier, a little more out of his mind a little bit. Or
there was a thing that started in one episode where he went, the camping episode, actually, where he came back with the beard. But he always, as part of his character, he had a little bit of an outdoorsman hook. He used him mainly as a banker, and that was a foil to Ed, who was this shoe salesman.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of so when he went away, we had him go through this transformation where he really
I think he's in
outdoorsman. And that kind of led to actually the beard thing was the first example. I mean, he wasn't gone at that point. He was still.
We don't see him yet, though, Brian.
I see Faustino, and that's scary enough.
He said, I see Faustino, and that's scary enough.
I heard that. Is that through your cell phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
David, what's your username on Zoom? Hang on. Is that better?
That's funny. Next time we send out the invite, we're gonna tell people to show up a half hour later.
Oh my God.
So that we can get all this done. Right?
Is this something? Is it happening?
Oh, I hear the voice.
We hear you. We hear
There
you.
it is.
We just need to see you now.
Yeah, you're close. You're getting warmer.
Yeah,
Marco.
Well, I can see me in the little postage stamp thing.
Oh, okay. Brian, you got him. Can you get him a seat on the couch? Oh, I see you in the panelist. Wow, nice beard.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Speaking of,
I think we're getting closer. At least, Dave, you didn't have to go through this while you were on camera. Ed did.
Yeah, we're just wrapping up the show now. We already did everything about you.
that's cool. I'm good with that.
You were great, David.
I'll see you guys.
You did great.
Yeah.
All
Thank
he
you.
said was, Faustino, you owe me big time, while I could
Yep.
hear him scrambling to get online.
Oh, this is great. So, Brian, can we get him a seat on the couch? We'll put Richard above us. I love
trying to find
having
him in
Richard
the
in the equation.
Cyberspace.
Hey,
Poor
Mr.
Dave, I
Goodman,
told
how
him-
are you?
Oh yeah, let's just talk to him. That's a good idea for now. I'm hanging up on this line, guys. I'll just assume you guys are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
Well,
I got him.
Dave.
I got him.
Yeah.
I located him.
He's located.
Oh,
here he
my
comes. He's
God, he's by
coming.
the fireplace.
Hey, David.
There he is.
Let's get him down on the couch so in the post production.
Kick me out.
Here
Yeah,
we go.
let's move you up or anywhere you want to go, Richard.
Put me where Buck sits.
There you
Yeah,
go.
get
on the
on the bus
stairs.
seat.
What,
Fine.
dog heaven?
No, that's fine. Yeah.
There he is.
Oh, I love the fireplace.
Look at that
Welcome to the
roaring
show.
fire.
We got David Garrison, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Welcome,
David.
my friend.
Last half hour going backwards through cyberspace.
Like you said, I do owe you big time. And by the way, is that a cyber background, or is that a real fire that's roaring?
I thought you guys had a cyber beard or a real beard. That is an actual fireplace.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
I'm a hologram, but that is actual.
Got it. Now, how hot is it in New York right now?
Well, actually, I'm in the Berkshires in Western Massachusetts because I'm starting rehearsal day after tomorrow for play opposite Karen Allen of Indiana Jones fame.
Okay.
At the Berkshire Theater Festival, and it is friggin' cold in the
Really?
Berkshires right now, so hence the fireplace.
Nice.
Yep.
And so that's crazy that you're way out there. I love that you're still doing theater all these years. It's great to see that you do what you love, and it's amazing.
Thank you. Is that a dinosaur behind you on the couch, or an S&M dog?
That's this is my dog. So I'm up in Laurel Canyon now, right? So all my dogs have to wear these lest they get eaten by a coyote.
Come on, is that a real dog or is that
Really
a
is.
My God, New York is so safe compared to Laurel
Oh
Canyon.
my God, they're everywhere up here. It's just I had to build a whole fence behind me with rollers on it so they don't. They already came stalking up to the and then they stalked me while I was walking them. It's like fishing. You got your dog out there, you're like fishing for coyotes.
Well, it's a good thing we got a park ranger with us, right?
Yeah, you need to wear one of those outfits with the spikes.
On a real freaky night, I might just try that.
And just because I knew one of the things we're talking about is a park ranger episode, and since you just mentioned park ranger, I went in and dug out from the very back of my closet this shirt, which if you'll note,
oh my God, look at that.
says New Jersey Parks, Forests and Parks, State of New Jersey. When I was in high school, my summer job was actually a forest ranger. I don't think the guys actually knew that.
Oh my God. Ron and Michael.
Ron and Michael were always yazzing me about outdoor stuff, and so they did the whole park ranger business. But I don't think they actually knew that I was one when I was a kid.
Dude, you look exactly the same, except you have a white beard and white hair.
That's nice of you to say. I still fit into the shirt, though.
That's amazing.
That's the good news.
I'm glad you stuck with the beard. It looks great. I mean, we watched an episode about the beard and you having to shave it and it's itchy. Is it itchy?
Yeah, it's itchy, but
well, then shaves that bird's nest and get the hell out.
Yeah, really, exactly. I do.
I love that line.
One of my favorite episodes. Sit back, relax, and look at this picture of my mother-in-law. Oh my God,
Yeah.
so best moment ever.
Now, I'm glad you brought that moment up because I remember so clearly like it was yesterday, and I don't know if you'll remember this or not. It's just one of those moments. I was like, I'm not even in the scene, but I was watching it be rehearsed in the rehearsal hall, and it was one of Jerry Cohen. By the way, most of you probably know Jerry Cohen, the director that directed most of the episodes. It was one of his first episodes after.
That's right.
And Ed was doing that whole monologue about it, and he kind of was, the way he read the line was sort of like, and take a look at my mother-in-law, and Jerry gave him that direction, and he didn't want to take it, and it was a real win for Jerry. It was a because when he said it, I didn't.
And who do you think told Jerry?
Ron and Michael.
You.
Oh, really? Oh, nice. Okay. Now we're getting the real deal.
Yeah.
He snuck into his ear and said, hey, we need to. Okay.
David, we have so many questions tonight. I'm so glad you're on the show. By the way, I haven't met you before. I'm Darren. Nice to meet you. And I appreciate you coming on the show with us. It's our little experiment David and I did with this whole membership site. It's private. It's for members only. Very exclusive club. But anyway, it's a pleasure to meet you. And I'm so happy you took time out for us. So first of all, thank you very much for coming on tonight.
Absolutely.
Thank you for popping my cyber cherry.
It's like the pandemic again. I keep saying.
Jeez.
So before we get into the
lost
show,
in cyberspace,
I wanted to ask you. So last we spoke, when I reached out to you about being on the show, you were out in Arizona, and it was just starting to heat up out there, and you were working on something that your hope is going to go further.
Actually, the reason I have the beard is because I was playing Leonardo da Vinci in a musical version of Ever After. Do you remember that movie back in the late 90s with Angelica Houston and Drew Barrymore?
I remember the name of it. I can't recall it, but yeah.
Sort of the first female empowerment Cinderella story. Anyway, Leonardo da Vinci is a character in the movie, and I'm playing him in the show, and we'll see if we get to Broadway or not. I don't know, but I had to grow this.
Leonardo da Vinci, Wizard, Steve Rhoades.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he had a really huge beard, and I'm going to see if I can. Does that read?
Right there, it does.
Oh yeah!
Wow, that's a beard, all right.
Is that you dressed as?
That's me as Leonardo.
Oh, wow.
And the thing is, if you don't grow your own beard before they put the other stuff on, you wind up looking like a mall Santa Claus. So this was to blend in with the other,
like a hair weave, where you got to have the hair to plug it into.
Yeah. Exactly.
Thank you for that, Darren.
So it's all about beards. This show.
Yeah.
David, I'll let you go first. You probably have a quick question to ask.
First of all, it's so cool to be like thank God for technology. Here we are, like staring at each other, and we haven't seen each other in many
Easy for you to say. I've just been through a half-hour of hell.
He was very. I could tell he was very a bit stressed.
Yeah,
I understand why. There's nothing like I'm supposed to be here at a certain time, and now I can't. And before I told Dave, it's so simple. I said it's so simple.
Yeah, you promised me all I had to do was push a button and I'd be there. No. Anyway.
At least you have a Zoom account now, though.
Whoa, you did what I've always wanted.
Yeah.
How did you know?
Oh man. So we I kind of alluded to this in my email to you is, we had Ed on the show, and his numbers were huge as far as like views and people on social media and everything, and it was great. But like I told you, like we posted that you were coming on, and it went through the roof because I think people just didn't expect it, and it was kind of like a big surprise for them. So
they thought he was dead.
Well, I mean that's the thing. Most of your work people have to come see you. You're on the stage, and so
That's right.
you know kind of what Ed's doing. They've seen, but you're always been, and I've said this before you got here. To me, an actor's actor. You weren't about the fanfare of it, and you came from the stage, and you went back to the stage, and a lot of times when we were on that set, especially, in the very early days when I didn't know what the hell I was doing because I had never done a sitcom, I would go to you with a lot of questions, and sometimes you would.
You foolish boy, you.
Right. Yeah. So, it was between you and Ed, but I now know that you probably whispered in Ed's ear, tell me what I needed to hear.
Not necessarily, but that one moment, I'm going to take credit for.
Great. I didn't know that. I love to hear that because,
But Ed and I worked well together in that we would come up to moments and think, okay, how can we make this pop better? And sometimes he had the better idea, sometimes I had the better idea, but we were very simpatico in terms of trying to build moments.
But in that case, did you feel it necessary to tell Jerry to tell him because you thought it was the better way to go about it?
Yeah, I think it's always, just more polite to go through a director.
Smart move. But Ed's the kind of guy as we know, that would probably be. But he didn't want to try it that way at first. He didn't, and I don't think he wanted. I think he wanted to go the route he was going. But to his credit, he tried it, and it went over gangbusters. It was a great moment. So we'll just jump in. When I asked Dave about which episode he wanted to break down, and he replied like, "This is very difficult to do. I mean, you're talking about one episode, and there's so many great ones." So he replied with many of them, all of which were the fans had recommended and have been talking about on the site. So all of the ones that Dave mentioned are also the ones the fans mentioned. So we went ahead and picked 3, which I told Dave earlier. I don't know if you got to see any of them. If you were able to watch any, Dave?
Yeah, I did. I did my homework.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So we have the Razor's Edge, which we all just talked about how funny that is. We have the Egg and I, and the other one was what was the
Buck
third
Saves
one?
the Day.
Buck Saves the Day.
Yeah, yep.
I feel like we should start with we should work up to the Razor's Edge because I feel like can we start with Buck Saves the Day?
Absolutely. Okay, so for those who don't remember the Buck Saves the Day, you guys were going on a little camping adventure because little Bud over here was scheming to try to sell off his pops to do some kind of an overnight camp with the kids. And things went terribly wrong when there was poison ivy. And our guy, Steve Rhoades, was masked and asked, name the tree of the leaf, that he's tasting. And it turned out to be poison ivy, which was genius. And then things went crazy from there. You almost died on the episode. You couldn't talk. I think the acting was amazing there. That's the quick recap of it. Now I'll let you guys elaborate a little bit. Was there a favorite moment for you that when you look back at that really stood out for you as like, this was the funniest part to you, David?
Well, I want to ask Dave Garrison really quick a trivia question because he was not here when I mentioned this fact. Do you know who one of the actors was who was feeding you the leaves? One of the
I know River Phoenix was on another show.
He was unavailable that week.
Yeah,
my brother Michael.
You, Mikey. Yes, yeah, Mikey. Right, of course.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know he was in that episode. I was like, oh my god, this is. So anyway, I'll let Dave go, and then maybe I'm thinking what we do is. So we get everybody to get a little question, and we can bring people in for a couple people for each episode to ask a question. I know I promised. I think it was Tom. That I would let him. Is it Tom? I hope he asked if he could get dibs on a question. I said absolutely, but I'm probably getting his name wrong at this point. Or was it Tim?
We'll Tim.
It was Tim. Tim Horn.
Tim. Okay. So David, back to the question. Rewatching the episode, was there a moment in the episode that you remember was maybe your best part or the funniest part to you?
What's happening to Mr. Rhoades? He's dying, and being propped up against that log with everything going on, and having that sort of stream of consciousness. Thus dies the house of Agamemnon, and. Arg, Mr. What is it? the Mutiny on the Bounty quote and all that stuff. So he's clearly delirious. And then, oh, look, Father, I sat in something icky.
Oh, so
And fell back on the log. If you listen really carefully, you can hear a doink, which was actually my head hitting the log.
Oh, shit.
And I didn't realize how into the moment maybe I was. So I really, let it rip. That hurt like a son of a bitch.
Oh, wow.
Doink. I think I had a bump on the back of my head for a week after that.
Great
but
for
it's
the
funny.
audience,
The
not so
doink
great
is
for you.
funny.
Right.
Sorry?
Great for the audience, not so great for you.
Yeah, no. It's, anything for a laugh.
Yeah, it's a great episode. And do we want to why don't we bring in somebody that can ask some questions about this episode in particular?
Oh, we got Tim. He's right there. I see him. Tim, come on in. Brian, can you get him a seat over here somewhere or nearby?
Yep.
And let's hear what Tim has to say.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hello, Tim.
Hey, what's up, David?
Nice to meet you.
My two Daves.
Great to meet you. I thought it was funny when I was younger. I was always I wrote this on a post, but I was always a fan of Jefferson episodes as a kid, and then as I got older, I loved Steve's episodes. Like the cartoonishness of like Jefferson appealed more to me as a kid. It was just weird. I always thought that was funny, and I always wanted them to have a series when I was younger, like a spin-off series with like where Marcy's like the boss. Like they still get stuck working for Marcy, but it's two single guys living together, Jefferson and Steve.
Or in a postmodern world, Jefferson ditches Marcy as well, and Steve and Jefferson have a.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That too. But they still get stuck working for Marcy somehow.
Yeah.
They still get stuck working for Marcy somehow. I thought that'd be fun. I also brought. Can you see? I brought your wife too home.
Wait, can we enlarge? Can we make Tim a little bigger? We can't. Is it a Marcy doll? What is it?
Yeah, it's Marcy on a chicken.
Oh my God, that's hilarious!
Wow!
I had it for the Ed episode.
Why does he keep calling me a chicken?
Yeah. There she is. Look, she's ready.
Now, is that something you made, or?
Yeah, it's just something. It was something stupid I made for that episode. I was going to be like, "Hey, look, your buddy's here."
Are you the guy who got pissed because you couldn't ask a question last week?
Yeah, that was me.
Now we know why. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I had that already, but
just messing with you.
But I'm glad you guys picked two of my favorite episodes. That's awesome because I put one of my earlier posts was like, "Oh, you guys should get David Garrison on here and have him do two episodes, Razor's Edge and Buck Saves the Day." Nice. Buck Saves the Day is amazing. All the time. The amount of times I rewinded that back. Look, mother, I stepped in something icky. Is that how it is? And I was going to ask you where that came from, but you just said Mutiny on the Bounty was the one thing. That was my next question, was where that other quote, whether you just improvised that or not.
No, those are actually written. There was an episode we did called the famous Lost episode, which eventually aired. Well, I'm getting off subject here, but
no, it's okay.
There was a really long Steve diatribe in the courtroom that wasn't written, and they just said, "Okay, go."
Wow!
And it was like, "Okay, what am I going to say?" And there was Shakespeare in there, and there was Gilbert and Sullivan in there. I don't know what all was in there, but
that was pretty rare on our show, right? To be able to go. I mean, that wasn't really what we did. Yeah. And were you? I can't remember the episode exactly. I might have a vague memory of it. Why were you having a diatribe where you could say, kind of ramble on whatever you wanted to? Sorry,
we're digressing here. It was the episode about the sex tapes? And Steve was acting as his own attorney.
Okay.
And so he was presenting his case to the court, which just went on for hours, basically.
Oh my God, genius!
Yeah. As did the sex.
Yeah, yes. Thank you. Yes,
that was a balance.
That's right. But thus dies the house of Agamemnon, and it's tied him to the yardarm, Mr. Christian. And look, mother, I sat in something icky. Those were all written by our stellar writing crew, which they never failed.
I love how David's brother too. He's like, "What happened to Mr. Rhoades? He's dying, Victor."
Yes.
He's dying, Victor. He just says it so nonchalantly. He's dying, Victor.
Yeah.
Is that my brother says that line?
Yeah. He's like, "What happened to Mr. Rhoades? He's dying, Victor."
Oh, it's great. That's great.
All right, that's all. I don't want to take up too much time. Thanks a lot, man.
Bro,
Appreciate it.
we appreciate you coming on. Sorry we didn't
Thanks
get
a
you
lot.
on.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I'll get it next time.
All right, my man. Good to
All
see
right,
you.
thanks, guys.
Yeah. See you on the reruns.
We could take another caller if anybody wants to raise their
Steve
hand.
Rhoades fan 67.
I would say, yeah, people who want to talk about this episode can come in. We can get
we got Steve Rhoades next.
Steve Rhoades in, yeah.
The other Steve.
He's in here right now.
That's a guy's name that's been on here like since the beginning of it. His name's always been Steve
Steve's
Rhoades.
Rhoades fan 67.
That's right. I'm a Steve Rhoades fan. My real name is Stephen Walter Scott. One of these days I'm going to change it to Stephen Bartholomew Scott.
Oh, think about that.
What?
Think twice about that.
Oh, I don't know. I like the name. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, and someone mentioned to me that name, and I knew that the Bundys were named after King Kong Bundy. I knew that Luke Ventura was named after Jesse the Body Ventura, and one other, but I did not know that Rhoades was named after who again? Which wrestler was it?
Dusty.
Dusty. There you go.
Yeah, Dusty Rhoades. Yes.
Dusty Rhoades. Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting. You know, naming it after a wrestler, things like that. I guess my question about that particular episode, Buck Saves the Day. How much aren't you like a real outdoorsman? Isn't that correct?
Let me show you my patch again.
Yeah, right. So,
yeah, but the guys like to make fun of that with me. They like to run with that. So just to any excuse to humiliate that part of me, they enjoy doing. But yeah, when I was younger, I was a whitewater rafting guide, and yeah, I still do outdoorsy things, but nothing quite as exciting. More like walking now.
Speaking of, they went on a whitewater rafting trip. We were so young. The kids, they lost our invite in the mail, which I get. They didn't. Probably our moms that you didn't want.
Yeah, I took Ed on a whitewater trip.
Ralph Farquhar went with you guys.
Ralph went, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I've been on one of those. I guess the other question I have is, I always thought the chemistry between you. How would you describe the difference between like the chemistry between you and Ed O'Neill as opposed to Ted McGinley, who came in as Jefferson?
Well, I can't speak to the second half of your question because I don't know how they work together. But Ed and I, from the first day, got along very well and liked to bounce the ball off each other basically and hit the ball back and forth. There's some great moments with him, like the balding episode where
I'm very familiar with that.
The potion where he drinks the potion. When we were playing poker in the back of the bank, the Barbie doll episode, going down the street, the Mustang episode when we went on location and shot together. So I always felt like he and I had a good rapport, and he had also come out of the theater, so he and I sort of spoke the same language in that regard. I assume he and Ted got along great. I don't know. I wasn't there for that part.
Okay,
not as good as you two.
Well, you better say that.
Got along as well, but the chemistry and what came off the screen wasn't the same.
No.
Yeah, I really thought that with the latter, I thought it was Comet Go when they got I can think Harold Sylvester in there too, and he and McGinley and Ed were in there. That was just fantastic. I guess the only other thing I just want to comment on is I always thought your episodes were a lot more grounded too, as opposed to what it evolved into. And I thought that's what made your episodes a lot funnier and a lot more relatable. There's always that tension between you two.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate you saying so.
Right.
Yeah, and I think the show in general was pretty grounded for the first four seasons. It became something different, but yeah, anyway.
Right. And I also want to let you know that I remember watching It's Your Move when it was on its original run, just like Married with Children. So I've been a fan for a long time of your ability. I think it's really impressive.
Well, that's how I got on Married with Children, because the guys who created It's Your Move created Married with Children, and They
Love that
carried
show.
me along with them. So that was a happy accident.
Steve
Jason
was-
Bateman's done all right for himself over the years.
Yeah, he's carved
Yes.
out a little
He's
bit
all
of a
right.
career, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, it's a little bit, but
Got a real
yeah.
future ahead of him, I think.
Steve was the only actor, and this is very unusual, who came in who had the part. He didn't have to audition for the part. We had
Lucky bastard.
multiple auditions for every other part, but Ron and Michael were sold on Steve, and the network was fine with it. So we
So
had
cool.
the spot filled already.
Mhm.
Very cool.
Awesome.
In this
Thank you,
business,
Steve.
nothing feels better than an offer.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
sure. Yeah, I'm a writer, so I write books. So I'm just begging to get someone to read them. That's all I do.
That is a tough world.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
In general,
I
right?
will. Mhm.
Yeah,
I'll
hopefully
get there.
Thanks, brother. We appreciate you coming on and all the input you've made on the site, and it means a lot. So thank you.
I love being a part of it.
Yeah, thank you for your question, by the way, and keep coming back. David, I have a question for you before we squeeze in somebody.
And I have a comment after that. Go ahead.
Perfect. So one of the things that I find really fascinating, mostly about you, is how great of a theater actor you were beforehand, and I know that you are a Tony Award nominee. I think it was 1980, and then here you got 7 years later, you're on TV. But what I find really interesting is that both you and Ed were both theater actors, and doing a show like this required the live audience. And I thought it was really cool to watch how you pivot, being a theater actor and being able to play into that crowd. Sometimes a theater actor can make a moment last a little longer with the crowd's involvement. So I always appreciated that. But I wanted to know, as a theater actor, did you feel very comfortable up there with the live rowdy crowd?
Yeah, what I don't feel comfortable with is single camera, because I have utmost respect for actors who are good at it. But that to me is so difficult because the actor doesn't really have that much control over the performance. It's the people with the equipment that create ultimately the performance. When you're doing live action,
God sometimes for that.
Pardon?
Thank God sometimes for that.
Yeah, well, when
I've seen some of my shittiest work end up okay.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, but when you're doing live action for camera with the audience there, it's more like doing a little play. You start at the beginning, you go through the middle, you get to the end, and the actor has some control over timing, over reactions, how to play the joke, how to play the audience, and that never happens with single camera. Also, you're shooting out of sequence, so it's an entirely different animal. Live action for camera is the closest you can get to doing theater on camera, and so I found it comfortable, and I love nothing better than playing to a live audience for that reason.
And it's funny that we're talking about this because when Ed, especially in the later years, but even when he was on a few weeks ago, talked about he thinks he would have kind of rather have done it without an audience, is what his comment. Yeah. And I've heard him say that throughout the years. But I
think Newhart did that eventually. He went away from a live audience, and they shot Newhart the second series or is that what the second one was? Yeah, without a live audience. I don't know how you do that with comedy.
Did they do it with a laugh track or no laugh track?
I can't recall, but I know he didn't want an audience there. This is a comedian. This is a guy who did stand up.
Man, I don't understand. And because I'm on the same train as you with that. Like I felt like stuff that I never even had tried during rehearsal, not even once, or even thought of. Somehow the audience being there and that magic happening, like I would find myself doing something that just came out of nowhere. Like whoa!
Or you can get you can build a wonderful laugh with a pause.
As you did master.
That was, I think, one of your greatest traits. Actually, was your pause.
Without an audience there, you don't know what that is, and you can't feel that. So, personal preference.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, that's interesting. I had to ask David. Did you have a question too?
Just going back to a couple of things. One, do you ever see Jason? Run into Jason? Have any relation or not at all?
I know. I haven't seen him in decades. I haven't seen you in decades, for that matter.
Right.
But Yeah, you
His
fixed
dad
that.
was our coach. His dad was
Yeah.
mine and Jason's acting coach for
Yeah,
many years.
yeah.
Kent Bateman.
Took him on a river trip too. Uh, I was I flattered myself into thinking. Remember? Oh, did you see Ozark? Did you watch Ozark?
Mhm.
The young woman who ran the cafe. His last name was Garrison, and I had this fantasy that Jason was like yanking my chain a little bit. I don't know.
Hey,
Okay.
could be.
Could be.
You should have really yanked your chain and gave you an offer to do it.
Yes. Yeah. Let's talk turkey here. Yeah.
And no, it's funny because you talked about the writers, sort of poking fun at the outdoorsy thing, and I think they did that brilliantly with a lot of us, and me with the rap music, the hip hop thing. Like that's where the
Mhm.
old Grandmaster
Yeah.
B was a kind of poking fun at that. And I will bring up this, and I didn't think of this, and I'm not trying to call you out, but I just remembered this, and it came to
Uh-oh.
when I first started getting into hip hop in its early days. Obviously, it was after guys like African Bambaataa and all the early, but I got in like pretty early Run DMC. And I remember this because I was always having it in my headphones. I'd be playing it. And you said to me, I'll never forget it. You said, it's a fad. It's a fad.
Yeah, and it's only going to last a few decades.
Oh man, yeah, but it lasted. See, here we are. Okay, so should we? Does anybody else want to ask about this episode in particular? If you do, keep your hand up. And we got Adam.
Well,
Okay.
we got Adam. He's like nodding his head. He's like, I already raised my hand. Come on in, Adam. Give him a seat, Brian.
David, very nice to meet you. Very
Likewise.
nice to meet you. I could do another deep cut. I've seen you on Remington Steel in one of your first
Wow, that goes way back.
That was my mom's favorite show, and that was the first time I ever recognized an actor on one show being on another in reruns. And so I remember that. Yeah. So you and Pierce Brosnan got to have some scenes. So
oh, indeed. And my mother, God rest her soul, still disappointed that I never married Stephanie Zimbalist.
She's actually my cousin, which is very funny. So.
No kidding.
Yeah. One distinct cousin. So
I later ran into her in Vancouver doing a TV movie called The Letter to Three Wives, which was actually based on an older movie, but a very lovely lady.
Yeah, it was always a rumor that we were related but never had met. And then the 23andMe connected me to someone like, oh yeah, I'm her cousin. I'm like, I knew it. The maiden name was Zimbler and she's Zimbalist, so we're all just related. So, I was going to tell you, so the fourth, this episode, I can't believe you guys got past the censors, the Bud's line about wits to Kelly.
Oh yeah.
Use your wits. To me, that's one of the few lines on the show that I was just like, I can't believe that they didn't like see through that. And because that was a word you can't say, to this day, I think on like Fox even. So,
there was a follow-up line to that I thought didn't need to be there because everybody understood what he meant. And then there was a follow-up line. I can't remember what it is now, but I thought about that when I was watching. I was like, oh, you didn't even need that.
Yeah, with a W, you said after that.
Yeah.
Oh, with a W. Right. You didn't need that. You just could have let it ride.
Yeah. I love it. I couldn't believe that went through. But I was just going to say for the fourth season, I just loved your arc, David, of how, and after reading Richard's book about how, you're planning to leave that season, how the Bundys slowly, episode by episode, destroyed you towards the end of you leaving. And, you have, because you loved Marcy going into the first three seasons. And the fourth season, it's like all of a sudden,
the bloom is off the rose.
Yeah. And then you see the other things, and then the other episodes. I mean, you're eating her family's ashes to losing the job, to the zoo, to all that. And it's so funny to see how each family member quickly, just destroyed, like everything about you. And then you leave Marcy. And it was just so well written. And I just, for a show that really didn't have the character arcs always, it would be one episode at a time. I just thought it was so well done, and you didn't see it coming until it happened that, oh, he's gone. And then you watch back those episodes, and there's another one where I think you actually talk about being a park ranger, it's a pass by line. It's just really, really well done. So I just wanted to tell you, I really, really enjoyed all those episodes. Are some of my favorite episodes to rewatch. My question to you is, I don't know if this is a Mandela effect thing, but Did you and Amanda reprise your roles on like another show as Steve and Marcy like years later?
Yes, it was called Nikki. The show was a
Okay, I didn't imagine. Okay,
short-lived sitcom called Nikki, and they asked us to come on and I can't recall whether the setup for the show was that it was a dream sequence or something. She thought she found herself in Bundy World. I don't quite remember the context, but yeah, we were playing ourselves as Steve and Marcy.
I was looking up. I'm like, I might have imagined it, but
what
thank
show
you.
was
It's been
that?
driving me crazy.
Nikki. It was a short-lived sitcom.
And that wasn't an issue with sort of the rights and the character and all that stuff, or they just
They changed the names just enough.
got it.
They knocked the
But
hard
no,
edges off
Nikki,
the corner.
she was on the Unhappily Ever After, so I bet it was from the creators. Son.
Good.
It was what's her name? Nikki
Cox.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm like, man. Okay, now I'm like remembering this. Yeah, so maybe it was the creators did that show too, and that's why. But that was I kept on trying to find it. I was looking at it on YouTube. I could not find that scene. I'm like, I must have imagined it. I'm gonna ask him because it was driving me crazy.
A long lost, obscure thing. Like, I have a few of those.
Yes. Do you find that you related more to Steve or Al's character, like in real life?
Well, to be honest, I'd have to be more Steve than Al. But I was less Steve than
Steve.
You would think.
Steve.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure how to answer that. I'm playing a character, but of course, it's you pull stuff out of your own psyche that feeds that character, and I can be pretty anally retentive when I need to be. So.
I agree. I've noticed that even when I was a kid.
Who asked you?
Very nice to meet you. Thank you for coming on this. This is so cool.
Thank you, Adam.
Adam, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
I just want to piggyback on something that Adam said about that year when Steve was leaving, is that we as writers had the benefit of knowing that he was leaving, so we could arc everything there and start to destroy your relationship and so on. You don't often have that, and it was amicable, I know, and it was all worked out, but it was great. Not great that you left, but it was great that how you left in a way that allowed us to make those alterations in the relationship,
and then to have the surprise revisits over the years following.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about the egg and I. We can get to that. I mean, I don't know how much time. So I don't know, Charlie, did you want to talk about this episode specifically?
Yeah, I guess one thing I can ask about that episode. Well, first, David, nice to meet you. This is awesome. I hope when this is over with, the one thing you can kind of take away from it is how much your character still means to all the fans, 35 years later, going on 40 years, really. It's truly a lot of good memories. I guess my question from this episode, obviously this was your first episode coming back after your leave. So
the egg and I, yeah.
Yes, in the egg and I. So what was your reaction when you were standing in the Bundy doorway when the door opens and you've got your face hidden, and when you show your face, the audience just erupts? Steve! What was that like for you as an actor?
Well, Mr. Ego liked that. That was nice. I'm glad they weren't throwing things. There was it was like old socks. I mean, you felt real comfortable in the Bundy living room, and so it was coming home in a way. It was a lot of fun to do that episode, and get carried away and get silly, but there's a sense of continuity that goes all the way back to the pilot that we maintained even on those later years when I came back as a guest. And one of the really remarkable things I think about the staying power of Married with Children is that the world that was created, even though it was outlandish and a cartoon, had a real bonhomie about it. It had a real sense of family, as dysfunctional as you know the Bundy family was. Those of us doing the show were a family, and there's a real sense of ease about it. So coming back into it just felt like, putting on that old shirt again.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah, you said it, man. It was the greatest set in the world to work on. It was such a wonderful, wonderful set from Ron and Michael and Richard and all the writers and the producers to the cast. I mean, I've been on sets where it's tense and it's the worst feeling. And you go, after you've been on a set like Married with Children and you get on one of those sets, it's such a horrible feeling.
Yeah. And it also doesn't result in good work.
No, it's like pointless.
When actors are all jammed up in their heads, you don't get good work.
That's right.
That was never the case with Mary, at least the years I was on it.
Sure, certainly. What did you, as David Garrison, bring to the role of Steve? I mean, I don't know what kind of profile the writers and creators had when they approached you about playing Steve. What did you bring to that role?
I think what they wanted me to bring to that role was a certain kind of choose my words carefully here. East Coast Chardonnay sipping yuppie woke man before woke became even an idea.
Gotcha.
And they trusted me to be able to do that, and I hope I did.
The beauty of having a character like Steve is you need, in order to define Al and then Steve as well, you've got to have non-Al, which Steve was. And yet he still has to be believable that there's a side of him that would accept Al in some ways and get involved in his little schemes, even if they backfired. So I think that was the brilliance of the relationship, that you were so not him in that yuppie Chardonnay way. And yet at the same time, you look to him to kind of get you through some fun situations, and then that always backfired.
Yeah, but it was also, moth to the flame. Given how uptight Steve's world was, Al represents a liberation that he would secretly love to have.
Yeah,
so that was the underlying connection between the two of them.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess the last thing I've got, just out of curiosity, you obviously came back, several times to make some guest appearances. After you left,
we're losing your audio a little bit.
Oh, sorry, I went away from the mic. Sorry about that. Is that better?
Yeah.
After you left the show, I wouldn't say regret is the right word, because you went back to doing something you loved. That you left what you loved to go to Married for Children, went back to your first love. As the years went on, and you kind of watched the show, if you did you have any FOMO, fear of missing out? Were there things that you were watching be like, man, why did I leave then? Because they're doing this now.
No, only my checkbook thought that.
Great answer.
No, as much as I enjoyed the show and still do enjoy it, my life was based in New York. I was commuting to shoot the show, which took its toll after all. This was before 9/11 when you could do it. We'd shoot on a Friday. I'd go to LAX. I'd take the red eye back to New York. I'd be in New York for a couple of days. I'd get on a morning flight on Monday. I'd be out in time for the table read at noon. So I was trying to keep my life going in New York. After 4 years, that was really, really tough. So that was a large part of the reason as well. And
it's safe to say you never acclimated to Los Angeles, like you
No,
never.
I was happy there, and I bought my Mustang, and I had a good time. But I had my professional life was really based in New York, and had I not left the show, I would not have gotten the chance to work with Stephen Sondheim, with Candace Ebb, with Chita Rivera, with Tommy Chu. I mean,
Bunch of hacks.
So there's always a piece of me that's so, the what if, but I also know that all those people in my life, including my partner of 26 years, Patricia, who I would not have known if I had stayed on the show. Yeah, you can't. What if it was the right choice at the time? And I think that for me anyway, an actor's life is like a shark's life. You got to keep moving or you die, and that's certainly true for me. So I was also getting into my early 40s. I knew I had a certain time frame to be able to work with the best and the brightest in New York in the theater, and which I wanted to do. And that window was going to close if I didn't take it at that time. So a long and complicated answer, probably more than you wanted to hear. But as I say, other than monetarily, no regrets.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the memories and all the laughs. Appreciate it, Dave.
Nice to meet you. And as I said to the other guy, I'll see you on the reruns.
Thanks, Charlie.
If you had stuck around, you could have had several Patricias. I'm just saying. Thanks, Charlie. We appreciate you, man. We thank you for being a part of the community. It means a lot.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
David, I read online, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I read also that you didn't want to be typecasted as that specific character in the future. So was there any truth to that, or did the LLMs get that one wrong?
No, I think that that's fair. If you, especially in casting agents' mind, if you become a thing, it's very hard for them to see you outside of that thingdom. So I also wanted to go out on a high. I felt like I was really enjoying the show. It was a great time, and I didn't want to become stale in the part as well.
Yeah, so you left while you were on top. It was a great feeling, but I can't even imagine what it must have been like when you made that decision and you went to, the creators and the cast and had to tell them, this is my decision. That must have been one of the hardest days or one of the happiest days.
That's gotta be crazy.
I think incredulous is the right word. Ron and Michael were, what?
Oh my God.
You want to do what?
Wow.
But they were great about it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm still looking up typecast. What does that mean? Oh, fuck.
All right, Charlie. Thanks again.
Great
I see you're already on mute. Let's get Lasbird back on the couch.
Since we are at the 7:25, are you able to stick around for a few more questions, Dave?
Yeah. It's best. The nurse will come and take me to my room very shortly.
Great.
But yeah.
And now that we're at this hour, I think we can just go ahead and talk about whichever episode the fan wants to talk about is great with us. So I think just fire away.
Yeah, Lasbird, welcome back, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, David.
I know I want to get Cheech in because I promised him we'd let him in.
Cheech said he's a little under the weather tonight, so he might not be up for it today. But
no problem.
But if he has a question, he's welcome back. Lasbird, back to you.
David, huge fan. Thank you for doing this. The
Pleasure to meet
episode, at least, with the egg. I was 11 years old, and my family saw the commercials on Fox. So excited for that episode when you came back. And when you came into the room with Marcy, and they're watching with the popcorn, the two of you fighting, like my parents fell on the floor. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I rewatched it with my daughter, and she got scared. She's 8 of them fighting. And I'm like, no, wait. And she couldn't understand what was going on.
Yeah, I think at 8, you might not.
Anyway, I have 2 questions. 3, but the guy before you really answered it. I live in Westchester County, and I tried to move to LA, and didn't work out for me. Yeah, I live in Armonk, and Faustino, the answer to Jason Bateman and DTF is David Harbour, who's from Armonk. He grew up down the road from where I live. That's the answer.
Got it.
Anyway, my question is from the Razor's Edge. who is the picture of the mother-in-law? Because that's an ongoing gag. It's the episode with Bubba Smith when Al's fighting in the high school. They both rip into their wallets to get the picture of the mother-in-law. Mm-hmm. So I was just curious, what was it? Who was it a picture of?
I don't know, but it was as awful and as frightening as described.
With the
Richard German, do you have an answer for that?
No, I have no idea. I'm sure that they presented several, and then Michael picked one.
Yeah, I think the props came through with a number of possibilities, and whoever this unfortunate person was made the cut.
Well,
okay.
It sounds like it was effective.
It was.
Yeah.
It's one of those moments you did not have to fake.
That's funny.
Like I said, the guy before asked the question. So my last question is, my daughter's actually huge with watching Broadway shows. My office is in Times Square right next to Anne Juliet. So that was her first show. She loved it. And she saw Wicked, which I learned that you were on in years past.
Oz.
So my question is, she wants to know, how did you get into acting on Broadway?
Wow. It's a pretty dull story, actually. I went to Boston University School of Fine Arts to try to see if I could do it, and went directly from there to Arena Stage in Washington, D.C. The last show I did there moved to Broadway. It was a flop, but it was enough to get me in the door. And then subsequently, I was in a hit show called A Day in Hollywood, A Night in the Ukraine. And from there, a bunch of other hit shows, and a little detour out to Los Angeles for It's Your Move and Married with Children, and then back to New York. I was offered the role of the Wizard in the Broadway company, and then I took out the first national tour for a year. So how did I get into it? I was just a kid who liked getting up on stage and horsing around, and then I kept telling myself, if I don't make it by the time I'm 40, I'm out of here, because 40 seemed like a very long way away.
Oh.
And then when I got to 40, I thought, well, gee, maybe I'm okay. It worked out. So not a very interesting answer to your question, but I still wonder what I'm going to do when I grow up.
How old were you when you actually decided in your mind, I want to be an actor? How old were you when you had that first, okay, this is something I really want to do?
I was in high school.
Okay.
I went to high school with Bruce Springsteen. Same town, same high school. Jersey Shore boy.
Jersey Shore boy, that's right.
And
wow.
I live in Wall Township.
Sorry, what?
I live in Wall Township, right next to Belmar.
Ah, there you are. Yeah, we both grew up in Freehold, Bruce and I. So that's kind of where it all got started, and I decided to pursue it in college to see whether I could actually do it or not. And I'm still wondering.
Mm-hmm. Same here. There were so many good episodes you were in. How I Met Thee, where they spun you around on the wheel when Al and Peg pretended to be you.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
We had a good time. More time. Thank you for joining us. Maybe I'll see you at one of your Broadway shows.
I'll be looking for you around Times Square.
Fair enough. And yeah, I work for NASDAQ right next to Times Square. So, but if I could see one of your shows, I definitely would like to say hi. Maybe I'll wear a Bundy Club hat to go backstage.
Send word backstage. We'll have a meeting.
You let us know first.
All right.
We'll try to make it happen.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe we'll all roll there together. I'm coming to New York, Times Square area, July 26th through the 29th. I don't know if it's playing in the theater when I'm in town.
You're picking a very nice, quiet, cool time of year to hit Times Square.
No tourists and no humidity.
That's right.
At all.
You know what I noticed in rewatching? Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Laz.
Well, yeah, thanks for coming on. What I noticed, I knew this, I was on the show. I mean, I knew, but
you were on the show?
I was on the show, a few episodes.
Damn.
I wasn't in the poker episode, and I wasn't in Al with Kelly, Kristen. I see you up there. She was floating in 2 episodes, both of which I wasn't in, and so I made a joke about that. But what struck me was just how vicious the Bundys really were in so many of these episodes, and just to get what they wanted to get. I'm thinking about 976 Shoe now, but also the Razor's Edge, and it's just, I mean, we were a nasty pack, you know.
Yeah. But there was I think the thing that made it work was there was way down deep. There was always a sense of family. I'm going back to the same idea I had a few minutes ago. You know, at the end of the day, they walk up the stairs and he taps her butt. At the end of the day, it's Woe Bundy. If push came to shove, they really would.
Oh yeah.
Step up for each other.
And even you, if even the Rhoades, if an outside force was to come in, right? Unless that outside force was going to give them money, then that would be a difference.
Yeah.
And what I noticed in this episode too, by the way, in the I think no, actually it's the Egg and I, but Officer Dan Tullis Jr. Played the FBI agent, which I noticed. He was never, I guess he hadn't been in the show yet. Later on, he comes back as a Chicago police guy, but in that episode, he was the FBI guy. So
I thought I recognized him in the episode. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got William Grandmaster Faust on the show. Welcome back, one of our greatest members. I'm sure you have a great question. Let's hear
it. Yeah. Nice to meet you, David. This is a real pleasure.
Thank you.
My best friend, who's a musical theater actor on Broadway as well, I told him he wasn't necessarily a Married with Children fan, but I told him that we were going to meet you today, and he immediately knew who you were, and he said, "This guy's great." So I don't. He's well aware of you. I don't know if you know Rob McClure.
Sure, I know Rob McClure. He's wonderful. He's terribly gifted.
Yeah, I had dinner with him last night, and I was like, "Oh, David Garrison's going to be on." He goes, "That guy's incredible."
Well, send it right back to him. He's incredible in his own right.
Oh, I will. So for Father's Day, my wife and my 7-year-old, we went to Freehold, New Jersey, because I'm in Pennsylvania, and I learned.
Did you go to Jersey Freeze?
Doing a little. What's that?
Did you go to Jersey Freeze?
No. We went to the pancake house.
Oh, no, you got to go back to Federici's Pizza in town and then Jersey Freeze afterwards.
Okay. Next year I'll do that.
Okay.
We went for Father's Day, and then I learned that you went to. Did you have a stint at the Paper Mill Playhouse as well?
I did a production. I did a production of Oliver at the Paper Mill. I'm guessing 2011, 2013, something like that. I played Fagin, but that's the only time I've worked there.
Okay. I was there one time to see Rob do a show there, so I was familiar with the venue, but it's a nice theater. But yeah, I just wanted to say you made a lot of great memories for myself. I was 13 when you introduced your character to me in the world. So, thank you for making all our lives a little bit better with your portrayal. So that was it.
I appreciate it. Thank you. You make me feel like a very old geezer right now.
Me too.
Not a chance. You were 13, and I never mind. I can do the math.
I was 13. I just turned 52 this past weekend. So
yeah, see, you're killing me right now. You're killing me.
I'm right there with you, brother. Right there with you.
I know David and I were the same age, so but thank you so much. And my question was really when you were in high school, what was your first show that you did that got you into theater?
It was the Fantastics.
The Fantastics.
Played one of the fathers. I was playing old guys when I was young.
Right.
I'm playing old guys because I'm old.
Well, I hope to see you in a show coming up. I got to do a couple runs to New York, so I hope to see you there.
Good. Hope it works out. And please give my best to Rob. Tell him I'm a fan.
I will. Thank you.
Thanks for coming back.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Always great questions from you, man, and always great posts. So
thanks, David. I appreciate you guys so much.
David, do you remember if that egg was a real egg from that show? It was such a perfect shape. It looked like an ostrich egg. Do you remember if that was a toy prop or was that an actual?
You're kidding, right, Darren?
I'm
your
not
points
kidding.
just went way down.
I know. I had good questions before, but this was bugging me. I had to know.
Boy, I wish I could really screw up your head with an answer on this one. I believe it was a plastic egg.
Bummer. Okay.
Yeah.
Bam is on the show. What's going on, Bam 13?
What's up, Bam?
Hey guys, I love the platform and stuff. My question was the pirate episode, Rubio. How fun was that to do?
That was a runner-up. That was a runner-up for sure.
Yeah. That was so much fun. Was that the second one I came in? Faustino, do you remember? Was that the second one I came back for?
It must have been because the reveal was for the egg and I. So I'm guessing that maybe Richard knows better.
And then there was the 200th. I came back for the 200th, which was get the hell out of Dodge.
For some reason, I thought you were still on the show when we did that.
Rubio?
Yeah.
No, Peggy and the Pirates was after I had left.
Oh, okay. All right.
But anyway, what fun, eh?
Oh my God, it was so swashbuckling. It was terrific. Yeah.
Didn't I play like a humpback or something? I don't know.
You were the cap. You were the humpback. You were.
Marcy, I was a humpback. Marcy was like
the cabin boy. She was the cabin boy, but you were the
cabin
humpback.
boy girl.
Right.
Yeah, you were like the first mate or something like Smee.
Yeah.
Peter Pan.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So what's up, Bam?
But I just want to say, 2020, I went through throat cancer, had to go through treatments and all that stuff, and Married with Children was like my comfort zone. I'd throw those discs on, and I guess the woe of the Bundys being so bad. No matter how bad life was, you'd get a smile out you, and it got me through some tough times, and still does. Just throw it on and get the laughs, and just it takes away some of the aggravation of the world.
Laughter really is the best medicine. I'm convinced of it.
1000%.
Absolutely.
But thank you guys. I like I said, I love the platform. It's like a dream being able to interact and talk the show and everything.
How long have you been a member?
I think since the second episode, I had seen it pop up on their Instagram and all that. It was like, oh, I'm in.
Did you ask a question before? I'm trying to think if I remember you, or is this your first time asking a question?
First time asking a question. I think the last couple times it just didn't really have the time. We didn't have the time and stuff.
Yeah. Well, with Ed, with the way he talks, is no one has the time to answer a question.
Well, welcome to the show. It was great having you, and please keep coming back.
Thank you, guys. Of course.
I want to make sure we drag Kristen in here, and even though she doesn't have her hand raised, not right this second. I know we have somebody before, but because she picked 2 episodes, we have a woman, Kristen from I think she's in Berlin, and she gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I was going to say in Berlin, it's
Yeah. So she gets up, much to her husband's chagrin, and pops on to the show here. And she sometimes is too shy to ask a question, but because she's picked 2 episodes I'm not in, I'm going to force her to ask a question.
And then after Kristen, we'll go to Jeopardy
Lane. I was going to tell Jeopardy Lane she could pop in, but okay, yeah, we'll go to Kristen real quick.
Kristen, welcome back.
Hello, David Garrison. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
So I have no question because there's so much smart guys there in the community. But I would take the chance to make you a compliment because I love the facial expressions in the show. So it's the same with Ed. He makes it really,
facial expression, yes.
Yeah, the facial expressions, and it's the same with you. You did it so well, and I love it. And it's a difference between Ted McGinley because he is so funny and so
broad.
And Steve is more quiet, and you have to look in his face to understand the jokes sometimes. So
subtle and precise. I say subtle and precise, I think.
The one that comes to mind is eating the hamburger.
Oh
Genius.
And you find out it's ashes from marzipan.
That's the clip we posted. That's the
exact crazy over that one.
And that's the one that like got 150,000 views. I mean, it's such a great that take is brilliant. I mean, that's one of those things. Don't you feel like the audience helped you with that moment?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's one of those things we talked about earlier. How you build the pause, with a live audience, and how you work. Let the face do the work that the words don't have to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you.
I hope you will be back one day. Maybe.
Thank you.
She flew out all by herself to Los Angeles to come to our reunion in January.
Brilliant.
And she had never been to Los Angeles.
The show, when it was dubbed in Germany, had a different title, The Crazy Family or some.
Eine schrecklich nette Familie. Yeah.
That's it.
A crazy, terrible family story in German.
No, it's brilliant. I remember I had gone over. I was working in London, and I just had some time off. And at the time, I was dating an opera singer, and she was singing in Cologne, and it was crazy because I was still relatively young then and had dark hair and still looked like Steve Rhoades, and people were coming out of the woodwork.
Crazy.
It was a big hit show in Germany.
Oh,
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It was fun.
I remember doing a convention in Germany, and what I noticed was that, because we were dubbed with a, different voice, these people would come up to you, but they didn't really give a shit about what you had to say, or because they weren't used to your voice, so it didn't mean anything. When I meet a famous person, and I get kind of in awe about what they do, and their voice is part of it to me. It's like, oh, this is what he sounds like. That's wild. And for them, so I noticed that they couldn't care less really what I had to say. It was kind of like, you're this entity that we see on TV, and but the humor they loved, but the voice they could care less about.
Buddy. All right, so we got another guest. We got Jeopardy Lane. How are you, Jeopardy? Welcome to the show.
Hi. First of all, it's an honor to be able to speak with all of you today. And since English isn't my first language, I will ask for patience. Mr. Garrison, one of my favorite moments of yours on the show is when Steve teaches Kelly to tap dance to Anything Goes in Dance, Don't Ask Me. I absolutely love that scene, and it made me wonder if your love for theater found its way into the show. And after reading Married with Children versus the World, I became curious about what drew you back to Broadway. Looking back, what was it about performing on stage that you missed the most while on Married with Children?
Lots of questions in that question. The tap dance thing, Ron and Michael never got tired of yanking my chain about coming from the Broadway theater. So this was their way of getting back at me a little bit, making me tap dance on their show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that happened. To answer your question about performing in New York, it's the immediacy of it. I mean, as I said earlier, one of the things I like about being on a 4-camera live audience show is it feels like you're doing a little play every week. I miss the immediacy of working in front of an audience. And if you multiply the audience in a TV studio, about 10 times or more, that's what the audience in a Broadway house is like. So you get that much more energy coming back at you. Also, as I said earlier, I lived in New York and I was commuting to Los Angeles to shoot Married with Children. So being back in New York and being able to work in front of a live audience was being home for me. So that was also part of the deal.
Wow, that was my question. Thank you for sharing. And it was wonderful speaking to you.
Thank you for being here.
And is this your first time asking a question as well?
Yes, it was.
All right. Well, thank you for stepping up. We love it.
Yeah, please come back anytime. We love having everybody ask questions, and your English is great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
What is your first language?
Yeah, what is
My first language is Portuguese. I'm from Brazil.
Fantastic. I was in Portugal a year ago and loved it. Loved it, but it's an impossible language.
Oh my God.
Really, really hard for Anglophiles, but well done. Brazil, what town?
São Paulo.
São Paulo, the big one.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, lovely to meet you.
Thanks. It was lovely to meet you too.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I think
you.
we have a couple
David,
more.
if you
you're
have a
able to
couple
stick around
minutes.
for another 15 minutes, or we wrap it up at 8 if you want to stick around.
Yeah, okay, but fire's going out. It's getting cold here.
Oh no.
Let's get in a couple last ones, and then we'll wrap her up.
You could throw a log in. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, we're past that.
Oh no,
Tony.
Right, we got Tony. What's going on, Tony? You look like
Tony
a first-time
Maurizio.
caller.
Yeah, what's up, guys? How you all doing?
How are you, brother?
Oh, I like the guitars on the wall.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, absolute pleasure to meet you, David, and of course, well, David, Bud. We just watched the 3 comeback episodes, Dave, of the when you came back to Married with Children. It was a pleasure to see you back. Especially get the Dodge out of hell. Phenomenal. Do you have a certain poignant memory of you and Ed O'Neill? Was there one moment in time, a good story that you want to share?
Wow. There's so many. I think my favorite moment in the entire series was that moment on the couch in The Razor's Edge when he shows the picture of his mother-in-law.
Yeah.
But my favorite was taking both Ed and Amanda Burse on a river trip and camping out with them of a night. Talk about a fish out of water.
Yeah.
But what fun.
Oh wow.
That would probably be my all-time favorite moment, which no one else got to see but me.
Where'd you guys go? What?
I took them on the Dolores River, which is a tributary of the Green in southwest Colorado.
Okay.
That's fantastic. I'll tell you, that shot when you jump in a bed with Jefferson and Marcy, and then it cuts to you quivering, holding the egg.
Yeah.
In the Bundys. I mean, the writing on that show was so tremendous. I mean, I'm surprised NBC wasn't scrambling to take Ron and them to go to Saturday Night Live. It was just every beat was so funny. I mean, seriously. And you were so on cue with every shot, David.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're kind to say that, but it's easy to do that when you've got good writers.
Yes.
Yeah, they're phenomenal.
The hardest thing to do is, try to make shit shine. You should pardon my French, but
Sure.
I've always said if it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage.
That's right.
Yeah. And we were lucky enough to have really brilliant writing staff, and they were also quick on their toes. We would often make changes between an afternoon show and an evening show, because what goes out over the air is an edited version of the 2 shows before 2 different live audiences. So if a joke wasn't landing, they were there to fix it and improve it. There was the one episode that turned into 2 episodes because the last thread was so long we couldn't cut it down to the proper 20 minutes, but 22 minutes before commercials. But thanks for complimenting the acting, but as I say, if the writing isn't there, the acting can't possibly be there.
Sure. I'll tell you, one of the all-time great shots that a lot of men and college men see is when you and Al are leaning over the counter when the blonde girl's fixing the refrigerator.
Yeah.
You brought me all the way over here to watch this. Thank you, Al. And you do the beer click. I mean, that's tremendous writing, tremendous television. You went on a switch like that. Just good stuff.
I saw one of those once. I ran an entire marathon without knowing it.
Yeah.
In college. Yeah.
But much props to your work, David. I'd love to see you on more sitcoms. I know you're in the theater world, and you're just a phenomenal actor. So
thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
And where are you on the map, Tony?
A little bit outside of Hartford, out in Connecticut.
Okay, right on, man. Welcome.
Remember, we me and my buddy came and met you in God, it was in Springfield at the zombie hideout.
Yes.
And you said you and your buddy are so much bigger than me, and you're squeezing me, and we took that big group shot.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and always a pleasure. And
thank you, brother.
God, and I really wish that animated series gets off the ground, because
we shall see.
But give my best to Applegate too. All the best, guys.
Will do. Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
I think we have time for like one more question, and then we'll start wrapping her up. What do you think?
Sounds good. We got Is it Grillium?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
Hey, nice to meet you, man. It's an honor to be on the Bundy couch, man. Married with Children transcends television for me. So this is a great honor to talk to David Garrison and David Faustino. It's an honor. But anyway, this was talked on earlier, for the Egg and I when you came back. And in the episodes that you came back on, you got a tremendous ovation from the crowd. And it's to be told, Steve had depth, Steve had character. And I love that. And I guess, my question is for when Steve and Jefferson, when they had their first initial meeting, that's a big moment. Was there anything in the writing? Was there any other ways that could have happened? You got into bed with Jefferson and started stroking his hair, and you thought that he was Marcy, and that's how that starts. It's like, this is the almighty Steve, Jefferson says. Was there any other thing in the writing? Was there any other ways that Jefferson and Steve meet each other?
No, and I think the perfect way to do it is in bed. I mean, I can't imagine anything more appropriate for all sorts of nutty reasons. But of course, that's the whole fulcrum of the relationship is Marcy, and Marcy's fixation was what goes on in the bed. So
right.
That had to be the arena.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have worked under, I think, as anywhere near as well under other circumstances. That's the playpen that was common to all three of those characters.
I mean, you guys were having sex. It was every 36 hours, I believe they said. And what was it?
Yeah.
that whole running gag about Steve.
Hour and a half, Steve. Hour and a half, Steve.
Yeah, 90-minute Steve. And that was perfect writing.
And I just want to say, when we were discussing some of the episodes that, they're Steve-centric episodes, I really think Radio Free Tremaine is a very great episode where you're the dean of the college.
Well, if Richard Gurman had his way, we'd have that into a series.
Yeah, I wrote that.
Eric Dane.
That was an excellent episode.
Who did we have? What's her name in that? Carrie.
Russell.
Carrie
and
Russell.
Also Eric Dane, our rest in peace, was in that, wasn't he? Wasn't Eric Dane a part of that? He was one of the DJs.
And that was supposed to be a spinoff. Was that
a planted spinoff? Yeah,
I heard about that.
Didn't go.
Well, I appreciate it, David. Thank you for taking the time to answer my questions. It's truly an honor to get to talk to you and speak to you. Thank you so much for the memories.
Thank you, sir.
That scene reminds me of did you see the movie with
Thank you, Grilliam.
Yeah, thank you,
brother. Thank you so much. It reminds me of that scene in the Mel Brooks. Oh, we're in your living room now. The Darcy living room. I love it. Do you remember this?
Do you recognize
David?
it? Amanda, I don't think Amanda recognized it at first.
I'm not seeing what you're seeing.
Oh, you don't see the Zoom.
We just popped into the Darcy I should say the Rhoades. We can't call it the Darcy on this episode. We just popped into the
Rhoades living room.
Rhoades living room, but I guess I don't know why you can't see that. But it reminds me of that scene in that great Mel Brooks film where To Be or Not to Be. Did you ever see that the Mel Brooks version of that?
Nope.
Oh,
sorry.
So good.
Sorry.
If I'm to recommend any night like 80s movie that he's done, To Be or Not to Be, I don't think he produced it, but or directed it, but it's so good. But there's a scene where he catches his bed or his wife cheating with him. And he hops in bed with the guy and he rubs his beard. So you need to. It is a great scene, but you don't have that. Yeah, watch that movie, man. To Be or Not to Be, Mel Brooks. Yeah.
All right.
So should we take just one last one? Do we have? Is anybody like? Is there any burning desires, as we say?
Nobody has their hand raised right now. Oh,
there's the Rhoades living room.
You see it now? Okay, yeah.
See it now.
Yeah.
It's
So I have a question.
Awful.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's your question, David?
All right, Faustina, what have you been doing for the last 3 decades?
Oh man, what have I not been doing? I mean, I've got two. I'm married with children now.
Now you see. Now you know.
Married with children, and I.
He's Al Bundy's age now.
I said to him, we were on email, and he said he's been with the same woman 26 years. You know, no kids, and he's not married. I said, well, can I be you in your next life, in my next life? But no, I have 2 kids, and as I say, you know, I actually get the jokes that I didn't get then that are just so real. You know, it's just like it's married life, and but I've got a 4-year-old and a 10-year-old, and they're like the light of my life. They really are. I've been DJing as a side hustle. You know, some shows that didn't go so well, and some little films here and there. But voiceover is kind of where my whole career went, and it was a godsend. I got into it before COVID. Like I get to do cartoons that my kids and I watch together. I did the Legend of Korra series for Nickelodeon, and the Dragons Race to the Edge for DreamWorks, and it's just it's a great gig, man. I get to do it. I have a studio that I built right in my house. That is just, you know, it's a joy. It's a great career, and I get to spend time with my kids, and I don't have to be on set most of the time.
The best of both worlds.
It really is. It really is. It's been a gift. Yeah.
Well, you still look 20 years younger than you are, which is kind of annoying.
I said to the guys on this, I've said this on a few episodes, but I'll say it to you since you weren't here. I'm now older at my age, at 52, than when Ed wrapped the show. That's saying that's saying something. Yeah, 52, man. But yeah, life has been it's been good. I'm in a good place, and I just moved into a new house in Laurel Canyon that we love, to be in the school district, the Wonderland School District. So
and you're surrounded by coyotes who are trying to eat your pets.
A lot of coyotes. That was the big downside. You know, where we were, there weren't that many, and they're just everywhere. We're in the Mecca here, so we had to make a lot of changes to the house, and we got coyote coats, and it's been a little bit of a struggle, but we're getting there.
Yeah, excellent. Well, you look great. It's great to see you.
Thank you, man. So I think, you know, I think we're good on questions. No one has their hand up, so we'll just kind of, I like just, you know, catching up with Dave, and it's just great to see you, man. You look great. You really do. You look great.
Thanks.
And I hope this show goes well. So you're in Massachusetts, and now when do you have to be on stage?
We start rehearsal on Saturday.
Okay.
And then it runs end of July to the end of August. You know Karen Allen from
the Indiana Jones.
The Indiana Jones, yeah. And we're playing husband and wife in this play at the Berkshire Theater Festival.
That's great.
So I'm looking forward to that. She's by all accounts a lovely lady. And
how big is the audience at this theater?
This particular theater is they have 3 stages. This one it's modest. It's about 250, I think. Nice small theater.
Nice.
Yep.
Sounds great, man. I love seeing you do what you love, and it's really cool to see. And I hope to get to see you when I come out to New York, or if you ever make it out west ever again.
Well, now I know your phone number.
Yeah, well, that's right. You can stalk me. I love it.
Yeah.
Richard
Gurman, good to see you, sir.
Good to see you too, David.
Oh, we had Ed Bell in here too. I don't know if you want to see Ed Bell really quick. Is he still here?
He didn't work with Ed. Well, did you come back for any of the No Ma'am stuff at all? Were you ever?
No.
That's right. It was later in the seasons. Yeah.
Fuck you, Ed Bell. We're not going to talk to you.
Sorry, Ed Bell.
I love Ed.
All right, guys. Past my bedtime.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dave. We'll wrap up when Dave leaves. Thank you so much, man. It was a pleasure to have you. It really was. The fans loved it, and I did too.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Take care. Great to see y'all.
All right, thanks.
Ciao.
Ciao. Now let's see if we can get off. That's the next technical challenge. Oh, he's off. He's frozen.
He's frozen. What a great way to end, just in a frozen state.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He's frozen in Steve Rhoades with a Steve Rhoades expression. How do we get him out of there, Brian?
Yeah, boot him out, Brian. Get him off.
He's here he is. There we go.
There we go.
I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I thought it was cool to catch up, and like I said, he looks great, and I've always had a real respect for David Garrison. He's just
yeah, I think that's pretty badass to walk away in your prime on TV and do what you love to do and go back to the theater. Like he didn't do it for the money. It was
No
really
regrets, no bitterness, and no bitterness on our side, either the actors that I could tell. I think Ed said once that he took David out to lunch when he heard he was leaving to try to talk him into staying. But I don't think there were, once he heard how passionate David was about getting back to his roots and all that, I don't think it never became an issue on the set. Yeah.
He took him to the Beechwood Canyon restaurant right there and had a black and white, those shakes he loved so much.
Yeah.
Gave him a shake and tried to talk him into it, and that was no, he was set on it. But we're in the garage. Hey guys, thanks so much, man. You guys had great questions and great recommendations for episodes, and we got some new guys that came in to ask questions, and I love to see that. And so glad you guys are a part of this community. Darren, you killed it as usual. You were great, Mr. Gurman. We always love having you here. I love that you're a part of the show. I mean, you know,
I love being here. I think you guys are doing just a great service to the show, just really bringing it back in a way that's not cliched, that's fresh, that's fun. I think it's
cool.
Great.
That means a lot coming from you. I appreciate that.
We call it a modcast, members only podcast, and with the whole social network. If you're bored and want to post in our social network as well, we got a whole little playground there.
Oh yeah, we'd love to see some posts from you once in a while.
All right.
And by the way, none of this, Darren and this was Darren's brainchild. We created this together, and I want to say about Brian, who's back there lurking. None of this would be possible without his expertise and brain power. And we call him Brian the Genius. He's the Jizza back there. And thank you guys all so much. And none of this would be possible without all
and one more thing before we close, we have a lot of cool things coming out soon. So, keep your memberships going because we're literally just getting started. We're always brainstorming new ideas. We might even have a fan night where we let our audience take over the Zoom and get more of the episodes and insights from the fans' perspectives. So we're always trying to do more. So stay tuned, as we say in the TV biz, right?
That's right. And Pauly Shore will be here July 9th to discuss. I don't know if anybody remembers the name of. Oh, yeah. What's the name of that episode?
2 Job, No Income Family.
Oh, that's right. 2 Job, No Income Family. So start checking out that episode. I'm sure he'll be a trip of a guest. He's an interesting dude. And see you guys on the next. See you in 2 weeks. See you on the 9th.
Whoa Bundy.
Whoa Bundy.
Whoa Bundy.
Whoa Rhoades.
Whoa Rhoades.
Whoa Rhoades. Thank you all. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, everyone.